Hey, Nickie Brown here, no matter where you are and no matter what part of the world you're in. I hope that you're having a good day. It is 4:30 a.m. And the song that is stuck in my head right now is Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. 'Cause I'll be standing in the dark to show you. Oh, that's an old song. For those of you who may not know it, Stevie Wonder, if I'm not mistaken. Don't you worry about a thing. So don't you worry about a thing. And let's see what cards come out. I feel like I need to sage right now. I feel like I need to sage these cards. Probably should open a window. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's bring in some sweetness. All right. Don't you worry about a thing. What does the collective need to know? Why is that song in my head? Ooh. Really, a whole book. It pretty much came out sideways. So, we have the Six of Pentacles. Balanced energy on both sides. Giving, receiving, giving or receiving help. And it's really important to do both, right? Some of us are givers and we don't like to receive, or we don't like to ask for help. But it is important to be a giver and to receive help, or even ask for help if you really need help. You could donate to charity, you could have a charity, or you could need some charity. I'm not, not trying to be funny, but you could need some help. You could be at this point in your life where you need some help. Um, you're someone who shares, you're generous, and you're getting a return on your investment. Something you've invested in. Maybe you've been working on it for a while and you've been wondering what's going on. And so again, you might need help, whether it be financial help, physical help, mental help, whatever that help looks like. Pentacles is all about stability, finances, home. You may need a loan. You may have given someone a loan. This could also represent some type of debt, maybe some student loans, that Biden passed that law to clear off a portion of some people's student loans, or completely wipe it out, depending on what your situation is. Maybe you're one of those people. And it's about generosity. We also have the Seven of Cups here. So having options. Having options can be a good thing, but sometimes having too many options is not so much a good thing. I always think that this is somebody, a man or a woman, who has a lot of suitors and may not necessarily make the right choice. This could also be talking about commitment issues, abuse, living in a fantasy, wishful thinking, illusions, daydreaming. Because all these cups have something different in them, right? There's some good stuff and some not so good stuff. It's like the game show The Price is Right. And you're basically spinning the wheel to figure out, or you have to put the right price on the right item or whatever. You it's a game of chance. If you don't pick the right cup, you're gonna get some BS. But if you choose the right cup, then you get something good. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Confusion. A lack of action, dishonesty, arguments. So maybe you were in a relationship and there was no equal give and take, and now you're in a position where you need help because you chose the wrong cup. And you realize you chose the wrong cup because there was a bunch of arguments. This person didn't want to take action or do anything. They just wanted to sit around and not work. And maybe you were just given to that person. And now you realize that that wasn't the best thing to do because this person didn't want to even cook or clean up. This is probably very stressful, or maybe still stressful if you're still in a situation. There could be some type of mental block, or there could have been some witchcraft or black magic done. But this was, again, a poor choice or a bad decision. And again, there's dishonesty. Yep, this person there, this moon, there's a lot hidden in the dark. And again, this could be black magic. Anxiety, fear, illusions. The moon is usually associated with Cancer energy. And Cancers can be very intuitive, but there's also that light and dark energy. And you can see that in the card. This is the light and this is the dark. I read once, as a matter of fact, here's the book here. Her name is Athena's sun sign, zodiac Athena's sun signs. She has since transitioned, but she was a Cancer. And in the book, she says something along the lines of, when a Cancer is good, they're very, really good. But when they're bad, they are horrid. Her words, not mine. Basically saying from one extreme to the other. So the light and the dark, that can coexist within a being that has that. And not just who is a Cancer, but who also has Cancer in their chart. I do have Cancer in my chart, so there have been times where that was tapped into, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, right? But this is unseen problems. Unexpected drama, voluntary changes, deception, and again, someone who needs to follow their intuition and meditate. You see, she's meditating. Somebody needs to meditate and follow their intuition, because you didn't use your intuition when you made the choice. You probably made the choice based off luck or money or something along those lines. Something you picked for the wrong reason. You didn't pick for the right reason. And as always, if this is not your energy, this could be the energy of someone around you, or the energy of somebody coming towards you, or even an ex who may be coming back to you, or trying to come back to you, or who's just thinking about you because they realized they made the wrong choice. Queen of Pentacles. This person could have been a Queen of Pentacles. You could be a Queen of Pentacles, but this is Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody who's very self-centered, jealous, envious, smothering. This was a bad investment, even if it had something to do with finances, maybe even a house, a bad real estate deal. What do they call it? House poor. Somebody who's greedy. Somebody who's financially dependent. So again, this person could have been financially dependent on you because they didn't want to do anything. And this became an unforeseen problem. Maybe even initially it was okay. But once you see that this person didn't want to cook or clean up, because I feel like I'm talking to a masculine in this particular reading. I feel like I'm talking to a masculine about a feminine. Once you realize you chose the wrong cup, at first you didn't realize you chose the wrong cup, but then once you realized it, it was like way into the relationship. We're talking maybe even years. Because Pentacles, and we started out with the Six of Pentacles, this is years. So it could have been 6 years. It could have even been longer. Because Pentacles is the slowest moving energy, which is good when it's, to a certain extent. But if you weren't in a relationship with somebody for years and it was the wrong cup, and this person had you confused with black magic and dishonesty and, wishful thinking and fantasy, and it caused unforeseen problems because this person was really deep down self-centered, jealous, and envious, and greedy, you know, that's not good. This person could have even had other people helping them. Or you could have had other people coming at you. Maybe for your money, or just presenting a challenge, being some type of enemy, causing some type of obstacles. This could also be about sports and play. What I'm picking up with this, if, you know, this Queen of Wands in the reverse could have had other people helping her, or there were other people, maybe even co-workers, who were trying to, cause conflict in your life. This could have also been some type of self-sabotage. And again, it could have been self-sabotage because you chose the wrong cup for the wrong reasons. Again, potentially over lust or some other purpose that, that's not why you're supposed to choose, because somebody got a big this and a big that. Or money, you think that you might get. Because this person could have lied about something and said, oh yeah, my dad is sick, and once he transitions, he gonna leave me a certain amount of money, so we gonna be in there like swimwear. And then come to find out the daddy ain't even sick. Something along those lines. Now that story might actually be for somebody, because I don't even know what made me say that, but that's something to consider. Even a child being born. Oh, we about to have this child, so we're going to get, I'll be able to get this and I'll be able to get that, so I don't have to work. Let me clarify the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Why is the Ace of Swords out here in the reverse? Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Page of Wands in the reverse. These are some unexpected expectations or unachievable expectations. So this person probably presented this picture of this life that y'all could potentially have together, and this person was lying. Not for nothing. Wands could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And I often say this about Sagittarius. They're great storytellers. They love to tell a good story. Right? And one thing about the Page of Wands is it's usually an immature energy, teenager, young adult. It doesn't have to be. It could just be somebody who's stuck in that mentality. Maybe they had something tragic happen to them, some traumatic experience, and they're pretty much stuck mentally at the age that they experienced that trauma. So, the Page of Wands in reverse is like the bored kid who makes up stories. This could have been someone who struggled in school and got teased. This is someone who's immature. Or this could be an actual child in your life who is struggling at school, bored, making up stories, and is very immature. So if it doesn't represent, this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, it maybe represents a child that y'all have together. So maybe this child has some type of mental issue, and the mother said, oh yeah, I could get Social Security for the child, so don't worry about it. I ain't gotta work, But in the meantime, it was just her way of wanting to be able to stay home, knowing that, he would take care of her, or you would take care of her. And it was just a lie. This was just confusion, more confusion and conflict. This card is also cautioning somebody not to wait too long for something to happen. So let's say you've only known this person for 6 months. Once you see those red flags, you need to leave. And, I'm not advocating just leaving when times get hard, but, we can't be Captain Save 'em. A lot of people like to think of our parents or our grandparents, who maybe stayed married, through thick and thin. But this is a different day and time, and people have different mentalities, right? And these women out here are not your mama or your grandmama, and these men out here are not your daddy or your granddaddy. Some of them were raised by children themselves, and I'm not picking on anybody because I was 18 when I had my son, and I know that I realized that we weren't ready, right? And I also realized that I should have went with my first instinct. Um, but that's neither here nor there, right? But I didn't go with my first instinct, and I trusted him. But everything happens for a reason, and it was supposed to happen the way that it happened. And of course, I love my baby. So again, that's neither here nor there. But in life, we learn lessons, is my point. I'm not saying that I regret anything because we plan to have him, so that's not what I'm trying to say. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. We learn lessons, but sometimes we have to go through a lot of challenges before we learn those lessons, right? And sometimes it could be months, sometimes it could be years later. So again, this is cautioning you not to wait too long for something to happen. So don't let it be 6 years when you probably knew in the first year, but you still kept going because of some lustful energy or some other reason, because this person was lying to you, making you feel like you were going to benefit. Why is the Page of Wands out here in reverse? Why does the Page of Wands come out here in reverse? Why is the Page of Wands out here in reverse? Please clarify the Page of Wands, Spirit. Mother God, Creator, please clarify. This Page of Wands in reverse. OMG. Why these books keep falling out? Page of Swords. This is somebody who's curious. Mentally agile. Swords is usually mental energy. This is someone who gossips. You could have been married to this person. This is someone who spies. This could also be somebody who's truthful and direct and lawful. So maybe you follow the rules and follow the relationship laws, and you might have married this person. Maybe, maybe not. But this is also immature energy, which would explain why, the excitement of the gold shiny cups, led you to choose the wrong one. This is not about blame, but sometimes we do have to be accountable and responsible for the choices that we made and say, maybe I messed up. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. And again, we may not be able to take certain things back, but, we still should be accountable and responsible. I should have thought about that, but, This is somebody who is weak. Again, this is a child or someone who's immature. This could be 2 children. It could be, y'all could have 2 kids together. This is some This could be a curious child, or again, this could be somebody who was in an immature mentality and chose the wrong cup. Again, um, more gossip, spying, prying, being nosy, but also telling the truth to a certain extent. So this could be your energy, or could have been your energy. Or again, y'all could have two kids, and maybe this is what's going on with the kids. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles. You may have felt like you were working hard and not seeing any results. And that might happen if you're taking care of somebody, taking care of another adult or a grown child, and they're not pulling their weight. So there's not equal give and take or reciprocity. In every relationship should have reciprocity. No matter who you're in that relationship with, every relationship should have reciprocity. There should always be give and take. It all should be balanced on both sides, right? And if it's not, that's a problem, an unforeseen problem. This is perseverance, diligent, but delayed success. And again, you may have been waiting for these two crops to harvest, or, this situation to turn around, thinking that, your love or whatever was going to make it better, and that never happened. You were patient, though. This is a card that's about patience and working hard, but again, delayed success and waiting for a return on your investment, which never happened. Or maybe you're about to get a return on your investment now. And then you have the devil out here. The card of materialism, addictions, obsessions, possession or possessiveness, living in excess, envy, sexual lust, dependency, right? Temptation. And this was a warning too, warning you about obsessions and compulsive behavior. But again, if you chose the wrong cup based on sexual lust, this may be the reason why these things are happening right now. This is cause and effect. Again, this is not about blame, but it is about accountability and responsibility, which is different. You had a distorted nature at that point when you chose this cup, and this caused a blockage because you weren't supposed to choose that cup. You chose the wrong cup. And unforeseen problems arose. And this person may have been secretly envious of you. Like, why does this person have all of this? Or how is this person going to do all of this? I'm going to make sure I get me some of that. Because that's how some people think. And they trick you into thinking it's going to be something that it's not. Men and women do this. Seven of Swords. This was a deceptive energy. Either you're... I'm feeling like you may have approached the relationship deceptive as well. And so we attract who we are and not what we want. So since you may have been deceptive about your intentions, this person was deceptive about their intentions, but this person was just better at playing the game than you were. This Seven of Swords was a thief, a betrayer, someone who was dishonest, constant running away. So y'all could have been back and forth in a relationship. You may now be divorced, or you were constantly cheating. One or both of you. There was a lot of trickery and deception here. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse? Why do we have the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse? Please clarify why we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Knight of Swords. Yeah, somebody came in fast. I feel like you may have even had sex fast, like maybe even sex on the first date or in the first week at least. And normally we think of wands when we think of that, but I also think of that when I think of a knight. This is usually somebody in their 20s or 30s, but doesn't have to be. Again, could be somebody who's in that mentality, past, present, or future. Could have been in that mentality when choosing this cup. Somebody who thinks fast. Somebody who's considered a soldier, or like, you know, maybe even a street thug type of energy. A drug dealer. That's what I'm picking up. This is what my intuition is telling me. This is what's coming to me right now. So maybe, you know, this woman decided to have sex with you really quickly because you were the drug dealer who she felt had money and would be able to take care of her. She saw this as a change in lifestyle. She could have a come up, you know, not have to work anymore. Be able to travel, or you could be traveling, or you may have traveled, just came back from traveling. This is somebody who's very assertive and who defends their beliefs. Again, this could have been a lifestyle change for you or that person, or both. This is, of course, an action taker. And being that it fell on top of the Queen of Wands, I'm feeling like this is her energy. She saw something that she wanted. She went in after it using what she has, which is her body. She was very assertive about what she wanted, which made you feel more confident. But then in the meantime, once you had sex that first time, sex magic kicked in and left you confused and not knowing what to do. But what she wanted you to do, which was stay. Because she felt like she wasn't good enough for you to stay without her doing something to keep you there. Yep, at the bottom of the deck, the Four of Wands is in reverse. There was no love. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Four of Wands. This could have been somebody moving out, or somebody who left home. Maybe she left home. Maybe she was living with her parents. And again, this was a way for her to move out. It was a come up. Could be a surprise party, but it also represents arguments. Right? This could also be somebody who's very selfish. And someone who asks for too much. Again, somebody who's dependent, very dependent. I'm going to get out of that energy because I'm over it. Let's see what you should be doing. What should the collective be doing? I also also feel like this is somebody who may get angry easy. We don't have too many wands out here, but let's see. The Page of Wands and the Five of Wands. Yeah, ain't no love. It's just that one cup, and that's the Seven of Cups. Wow. It's mainly wands and swords, meaning that your relationship should have been cut off. Burned at the stake. And I feel like it was just about sex. You know, a lot of people think once you're with somebody for a certain amount of years, men and women both think this, and you're giving this person sex that they're all into you and you have their head messed up, and sometimes it's not that at all. This person is really and truly just using you for whatever they can use you for. And it's not what you think it is. You do not have that person's head, heart, or mind like you think you do. And people can pretend for a long time, even years. But, you know, you'll see people in a relationship, or let's say a marriage. They've been married 10 years, and this man maybe was on his job the whole time. And as soon as he gets fired or loses that job, gets laid off or whatever, all of a sudden they separated and getting a divorce because she was never there for him. It was all about the money and what he could provide. All right. What does the collective need to know? What do my divine masculine need to know? Ooh. Healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. So you're a healer. And maybe that's why you had to go through this karmic situation and realize that not only can you heal yourself, or maybe you are working on healing yourself, but you also can and should be healing others. Maybe you're family oriented, or maybe you should have a solid family, one with happiness and joy, not one that's a Four of Wands in reverse. You're loving your friends and family is central to your life's purpose. So maybe you do have a family with this person. Like I said, y'all may have at least 2 children together, or maybe not. They could be stepchildren, whatever it looks like. So you were basing a relationship on how family oriented you are, but this person was not. I feel like this person was not. And so it was just, again, a one-sided relationship. You were giving, 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 and not receiving. And maybe even too proud to ask for help. And maybe when you did get asked for help, if it was from this person, it was rejected. Some excuse was made. Because this person didn't want to do that. They just wanted to benefit off of what you were doing. But you still deserve a family, just not with that person. You don't have to stay. Sometimes people stay for the kids, but that's the absolute wrong reason to stay. Don't stay for the kids. Leave for the kids. Show them a better way. Show them an example of what a loving relationship could look like when you leave that person and find somebody who you should be with. And you may not even be able to get back some of those cups that you didn't choose. You know, you may feel like you want to go back to one of those cups, and you may have to actually move on to somebody else. Counseling. You may need to have counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. So again, you healing others may help you to continue healing. Talk about, you know, people who have talk to people who have been in the same or similar situation. Like, say, the spiritual whistleblower. You know, she openly discusses her experiences. Dr. Romney openly discusses her experiences, or she has. She mainly talk. They mainly talk about narcissists. There are other people, you know, different relationship gurus. Um, People who consider themselves empaths or chosen ones. There are people, you know, talking about this from different perspectives and different angles. So find your lane and jump in. You're on the right path. So, you know, if you traveled away from this person, you're on the right path. If you're thinking about traveling away from this person, you're on the right path. If you're healing, you're on the right path. If you're thinking about starting another family, you're on the right path. If you're in counseling, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. So yeah, like I said, you had to go through this because you're meant to be a healer. And you can't heal anybody if you don't have any experiences that you can refer to. Most people who have been, you know, who become celebrities or super wealthy, they have some tragic stories or experiences to tell. I feel like I don't know. Artists, engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. So maybe you should start doing something creative. You know, maybe however you heal people will be creative. Maybe you can heal people by doing art, drawing, coloring. I don't know. But maybe that's what you're meant to be doing. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Travel. And again, this is the second time this is coming up. Your life purpose involves traveling. So again, you may become a motivational speaker, influencer, and you may start to travel and do, you know, these seminars and speaking events. Or, you know, again, like somebody like the spiritual whistleblower. That's something that she does. She has a master's degree in psychology. I think she's working on her doctorate, but I'm not sure. She may have put it on hold because she's traveling. She goes to different states and she speaks to people about narcissistic abuse and, you know, abuse in general. And abuse can be men get abused and women get abused. And so you may have been abused by this person, whether it's verbally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. You know, if somebody's doing black magic on you, that's spiritual abuse. And it could also be emotional and mental abuse. Protected, but you are protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. So go for it. Teaching. You know, motivational speaking, influencer, that's all teaching. That's a form of teaching. You inspire young people to learn. Crystals. You probably need to get you some crystals. Whatever crystals you need for your zodiac sign or your particular situation, just make sure that whatever crystals you buy don't interfere with your zodiac sign. For example, ruby is a great stone for love and it's great for Aries, but it is not good for Aquarius. So that's something to keep in mind. You may need a green stone for your heart chakra instead of a red stone. Or you may need a garnet or some other red stone, but not a ruby. That's just an example. Crystals, your connections to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. And last but not least, freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Let's get some of these Wisdom Oracle messages. Okay, what messages do we need to know, please and thank you? Please and give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for these messages. Never-ending story. This card is a 37, which is a 1. And there's a heart inside an hourglass. So I feel like this may be a story that you continue to tell, but again, not to dwell on the story, but to help other people. Because it's a good story, because it was a good experience, because you had to go through this so you can get to your next level. So you can get to your why, so you can discover who you really are and what you're supposed to be doing, why you're in this plane of existence at this moment in time. Although there's no such thing as time, but again, that's another story. It could also be saying that if you stay with this person, it'll be a never-ending story. Mending. Yeah, but I feel like you are mending your heart. Right? See the angel with the wings, and this is number 52. And there's someone mending the wings of the angel, or the wing of the angel. Or I guess you could say wings. There's another angel mending the heart of the angel. So I feel like you may even enter a relationship and you're going to both help heal each other. And this will be a very good, you will have cleared up your karmic debt. You just have to choose the right cup this time. Another book. What's at the bottom? Message in a bottle. What's at the bottom of this one? Trust. So, message in a bottle, which is number 15, which reduces to a 6 in gematria and numerology. And you have trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. All right, we have yin. I think yin is the masculine and yang is the feminine. Oh, I don't remember. It might be vice versa. New life. You're going to have a new life. So embrace it. The yin is number 2. New life is 39, which reduces to a 12, which is a 3. And I say these numbers because you can look them up. You can Google the numerology on the number 3, the number 2, and so on and so forth. Come to the edge. Take a chance. And that's number 36, which is a 9, which is completion in numerology and gematria. In tarot, 10s are completion. Soulmates. Yeah, you're going to meet your soulmate. This is a 41, which reduces to a 5, and 5 is change. And last but not least, go the distance. So whoever this person is that you meet is supposed to be somebody that you stay in a relationship with. And this is a 47, which is 11, which is a master spiritual number. This is the giver. And the giver is intuitive. This is unity. The the innovator, the humanitarian. This is energy. This person could also be sensitive, or you could be sensitive, and I'm just focusing on the number 11 right now. Potentially harmful, but I think that this is going to be, again, a mending or a healing relationship. But just pay attention to any red flags that may come up, and you should be fine. Don't ignore the red flags and non-negotiables. For lust, you know, I hear, you know, people like big this and big that, but one of the things that I say is, what if this person that you're meant to be with is flat-chested and has a small butt? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being very serious about that. You know, I understand you may like what you like, but what you like may not be good for you. You know, what if she doesn't have long hair? What if she has kinky curly hair? Or what if she has a brush cut? You know, she's still a woman. She still has all the parts. She still has fun bags. They may be, you know, in fun size, but she still has them. I'm just saying. You know, he or she may not come in the package that you think they should come in. But that doesn't mean that they should be less desirable or that they're less good for you. Or, you know, you should have a connection. I was watching Stefan Speaks earlier, and he was Tom Bilyeu's wife. I can't remember her name. Her name, I can't remember. Sam, maybe? I don't remember. But Bilyeu, if I'm not mistaken, is how you spell their last name. It's a husband and wife. They both have podcasts, or they both have a show on YouTube. Anyway, he was saying, oh my goodness, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, he was saying that people like to have compatibility, right? And compatibility just means you're attracted to this person. And you feel like you're supposed to have this spark or this chemistry. And I remember saying this to one of my friends a long time ago. And people get mad sometimes when you tell them stuff. And because she was like, oh, I just want to have chemistry. And I was like, but that's not what you're supposed to have. Like, chemistry doesn't mean anything. He said it basically means that you're just both horny and you know, found each other attractive and you both wanted it, so you just both went for it. But it's better to actually have a connection. And a connection only comes once you take your time and get to know each other. Sometimes people have sex with each other way too soon, and they haven't figured out who this person should be in their life or how this person should show up. Because one of the examples that I gave is, what if you were supposed to be a millionaire with this person but not have sex? And once you have sex, that took your $1 million away. Do you still just want to have sex because that person is, you quote unquote, sexy and all of this other kind of stuff? You just gonna miss out on $1 million because you wanted to screw? Because you was horny? No, sometimes you really, and sometimes people are karmic energies in your life just meant to teach you a lesson and move on. They came into your life for a reason, a season, and the season is over, so it's time to let them go. It's not meant to hold on to them for a lifetime because the sex was good, or because whatever was good, or because they have money, or they have a house, or they have whatever. That's not how that's supposed to go. Do you have a connection? And again, a connection is more important than the lust that comes from compatibility, or the quote-unquote chemistry or sexual energy. that you might have or feel toward this person when you first meet them, because you don't know anything about this person. So that's all that it is lust and a sexual attraction. And then you try to be in a relationship and y'all wasn't supposed to be together worth a damn. And then too, a lot of people say, oh, I don't believe in that astrology stuff. But a lot of the people that we meet, if we're unhealed, a lot of the people that we meet are karmic energies. You need to know, what's your Venus sign? What's your moon sign? And what's in your 7th house? And what's your Saturn? Right? Because your Saturn is the karma that you need to deal with. Here, I have it written down in this book. That's the sign you need to clean up your karma with. Your moon sign protects and defends, but it's also sexual energy. And Scorpio, certain signs are known to have sexual energy, right? Well, I'm gonna say this. My moon sign is Scorpio, and Scorpios are known to have a lot of sexual energy. But your moon sign is supposed to be in place to protect and defend you. This is an innate instinct that is within us, right? Then you have your Venus. That's how you love, right? Your moon sign, they say that's who you really are. Your sun sign, yes, that's who you are. But then your moon is who you really are. And then your rising sign is like how people perceive you or how you show up in the world. Depending on, some people say your moon sign is how you show up in the world, which is who you really are. You really show up as your moon. When you go somewhere when you don't know anybody and you're just getting to know them, you really show up as your moon sign. And then once you get to know that person and let your guard down a little bit, if you have that type of energy, then you show your sun sign. Your Mercury is how you think, or your intellect and communication. Your Mars is how you work. How you climb yourself to the top. It's a source of fear. It's how you get things done. Well, some of this is about mine because mine is Capricorn. So the way I get things done is as a Capricorn. That's how I work as a Capricorn. And Capricorns are workaholics and go-getters. Aquarians are workaholics too. Right? And so how you operate, that might be your soulmate. That might be who you're, would be most compatible with. The person in your Mars, because y'all work ethic is similar. Which could be a good or a not so good thing, depending on how you look at it. And like I said, your Venus is how you love. Your Neptune is the benevolent energy. Your ascendant node or rising is the truth seeker. And it's probably also your north node or your true node and who you should really be. So really, whatever your sun sign is, that's still part of your karmic energy, and really the characteristics of your sun sign you should be working to get rid of so that you could work toward your north node, depending on what your north node is. And you need to rectify whatever issues you had in your south node. Again, depending on what that is. And there are, there are other things to consider in your birth chart, but, I don't know. You don't have to believe in it. But that doesn't mean it's not true. Love y'all. Later. Mwah.